Okay, so I was supposed to head to a car show this morning, and I never got to it because I got up and just did not feel like going anywhere. So instead of the car show, I'm going to talk about my vehicle and what changes I've done to it so far and what I'm planning on doing to it for the future. You see me? Okay, so let's see, first things first. So when I actually first got the vehicle, right, it was given some issues. It wasn't driving properly, and I already knew that. You buying a used vehicle is not going to be all the way perfect. But then one issue turned into another issue, right? So the first issue was the AC, for an example, was a big issue because here in Florida, it's really hot. It gets hot and you just can't drive your vehicle without proper AC, right? Plus, look at this, it's leather, right? I can't do it. So one of the things I had to do was fix the AC, of course. The issue with this was that there was an AC resistor that I need to change out. I guess that was bad, so I had to change that out. And then from I swapped that out, it was good. What I did change first was the AC compressor, but the compressor was more so for the pulleys, because the pulleys, one of the pulleys was, I guess, the AC compressor and one of another pulley were bad because it used to make a bunch of whistling or winding noises. So every time I would pull off or probably brake or probably turn or whatever, left or right, it would make a whistling sound, which was just annoying after times. So then after changing the AC compressor and realizing that it wasn't that to fix the AC, then now I had to look it up and then found out that it was in fact the AC resistor. Changed that, got AC fixed, good, everything was fine. Then now I had to change out the pulleys and stuff, and that was fine when I did the AC compressor, right? Then I tried to pull out for work one day and it just shut off on me. Like I couldn't turn the steering wheel, couldn't do anything. And it turned out that the belt of the vehicle flew off the pulleys itself. Like it flew off the drive. So because of that, now I locked up the steering wheel. But what caused the belt to fly off in the first place was the water pump. So I had to go change that. Change the water pump, got a new belt, put that back on. One of the other things that it kept shutting down. So I realized that probably the fuel somewhere in the fuel system it wasn't feeding properly. So the starter won't start like properly. I don't know what's going on with it. It won't start properly. You try to start it and it just whines and it's shut off. So I need a starter, or if anybody knows, maybe it's not the starter. I mean, that's pretty much it as far as mechanics is. The only other thing, there's something in the transmission that keep rumbling and moving about in there when I drive off. But I believe the mechanic said is a drive shaft, something called a gibo. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to go look back in my notes because I wrote it down somewhere because he gave me some weird name. But once I change that out, then I shouldn't have no more issues as far as when I take off. There won't be any rumbling because that rumbling will be out, because that old part will be out and a new part will be in. Okay, so an update on the vehicle. So far, I've figured out the issues, or most of the issues what this vehicle have, and have figured out a solution, and also I've fixed some of it, right? So what was giving the problem before? Before, when I used to start it, it used to give issues. It wouldn't start. It would just hesitate, and it would just act like it wouldn't come on, and I have to keep turning on and turn off, turn on and turn off until eventually it will come on, right? So I figured, okay, did some research or whatever, looked things up, talked to a couple mechanics, and the main issue was just that the starter was going out or becoming bad. So I bought a new starter and I just installed it, right? Just installed it, and now look, if I go to start this right now, right? Start this right now. It comes on one time. I don't have to keep turning on and turning off just to get it started. Now it comes on exactly when I turn on, right? Which is good. Now the other thing is that it keeps shutting off on and off. So the entire issue was that when I would start it, right, and I would start driving and stuff, when I get to a stoplight, it would shut off. Or like if I'm still, or if I'm like idling or whatever, it would just shut off for no reason, right? And I found out after doing more research, and then after changing out the starter too, I find out that the airflow sensor, I'm gonna show you guys where it's at under the hood, right? So alright, so basically the starter is somewhere down there underneath the engine. It's way deep in there. I don't know how to get up in there, see? But right here is that missing link. What that missing link is the airflow sensor. If that is spoiled, or when that went bad, whatever, it did go bad anyways, or it was bad, the battery died, so I had to cut that end piece. But where I was getting to was this right here. This was the sensor was given bad, right? So because that was given bad, that was throwing off the whole of this over here, which is the engine, right? The coil packs, everything okay. Of course, the coil packs and the spark plugs need to change out and everything, and yeah, it probably need a proper tune or whatever. But it was sending off a bunch of different codes, which probably didn't exist or wouldn't exist if this wasn't giving any issues, right? So yeah, it's out of there now, and yeah, the car started and stuff, and yes, I can drive it without it. The thing is, it's just gonna give a bunch of rough idling until I can buy a new one. So it's a bunch of buying new parts and installing them until this car is officially up and running, and then I could finally start on the project that I've always wanted to start, which is to turn this car into a drift car, right? I know a lot of y'all scared because I drive fast or whatever, but I love it. Anyways, the thing with this now is that because the airflow sensor is out, it's gonna give a bunch of rough idling. See, I'm not pressing the gas or anything, and it's revving the car very rough, right? Up and down or whatever. And if you guys were in here right now, you would feel the car kind of shaking more than usual when it's supposed to be calm and smooth. But with everything, you have to kind of just, you know, put a little twist to it or whatever. So what happens is I could drive this now and then go to a stoplight, and then it'll stay steady sometime, and then sometime it'll shut off, which I don't mind, because I look at it this way. All the new cars in today's new cars, right, that are being built, okay, they have something called start-stop technology. So that basically means that when you come to a full stop, whatever, let's say if you stop in a parking lot for a little bit, or you stop at a stoplight, whatever, it will shut down the engine, or the computer will shut down the engine to save on gas economy, you know, to save on economy, more trees or whatever, to save the ozone, whatever the issue is with manufacturing and engines running and stuff, whatever, okay, to save on gas. That's what that technology is for. So I'm looking at it like, okay, well, this is gonna stop while I'm at the stoplights, fine, I get to save gas, don't matter to me, shoot. So if I get to save gas, and then all I gotta do, I don't have no more issues with starting and stopping the car, I'm straight for right now. You know, I'm not gonna drive it extensively now and drive it without the airflow sensor, because I know it needs that to regulate the fuel properly, which is what I'm trying to save in the first place. So okay, so I need that done. I gotta change out the spark plugs again and put in some like new Iridium spark plugs, and I need to change the coil packs along with that. So it's getting there, it's getting there. Just gotta be patient with the car. I love it. That's what I'm trying to force to try to keep it and keep it inside within the realm here. So let's see, if I am to get another car, I won't sell this one. I'm not gonna sell this one. I really wanted to, but I said no, let me try to stick through it and try to see if I could make something of it, because I've witnessed people take cars from nothing, from junkyards and stuff, restore it and turn into racing and stuff, or they put in shows. Like, okay, if they could do that, this car is not no junk car, it just have a bunch of issues, and somebody, you know, somebody probably had it and they didn't take care of it. See, it don't even have that much miles on it right now. See it? But whatever, it's all good. I don't really care. So I like it, I love it, and I'm trying to cherish it as much as possible. So it's an extensive process, and yes, I want something that's reliable and that's gonna keep me on the road and keep me safe. So it's just a road to kind of get there. All right, so catch you on the next one.